The PlayStation 2 has brought us some of the greatest games in history, and the four of us are here today to gush over our favorite 12, while also shining a light on some lesser-known gems. This is the ultimate PS2 draft. 4 gamers, 12 picks, 0 mercy.
All right, here's how it works. The four of us separately chose our top 3 PS2 games, and at the end of it, we're gonna have 12 games.
But here's where it gets interesting. None of us have any idea what each other picks, so one of our games might get swiped.
Now you might be asking yourself, how are you gonna decide who gets to go first? Enter the D12. I'm gonna be numbers 1 through 3.
I'll be 4 through 6.
I'll be the 3 numbers after that.
Pick number 3, my lord.
All right, let's see who goes first. We got a 5. Who's 5?
So I go now?
Yeah, but I'm gonna roll one more time to see if we go clockwise or counterclockwise. All right, evens or clockwise. We got 10.
That's even.
We're going clockwise, baby.
So before we travel to 2001, I'm going to take you back to 1997, where Capcom forefather Yoshiki Akamoto was found telling a magazine that he wanted to create a Resident Evil that was ninja themed. And then in 2001 came Onimusha Warlords.
Oh,
Banger.
dude, hell yeah.
Banger.
That's on my list.
Hell yeah, dude.
I didn't put it on my list because I knew it would be on your list.
I've never played this game before, and I'm glad that you chose something that's not on my list.
That's crazy. You get this sick ass gauntlet that sucks up souls, so anything you kill like bursts into like sparkly souls, and then you suck them up and it like increases your experience, and then you can pour that experience into like upgrading your weapons.
Like God of War style, dude.
Can we talk about the upgrading the weapons and how freaking
fucking
sick
sick.
it was to like get a sick looking sword and then it would like grow and transform.
It was amazing.
And it would then like increase your spell, like you'd go from like fire to Fyra.
Does the first one have the swallow?
Yeah, sure
Yeah, the
does.
wind
That's the
swallow.
wind.
Forget it.
Yeah, dude.
Forget it.
Dude, I gotta play this game.
Dude.
Forget
I
it.
have it down there. You can borrow it.
You had like a fire greatsword, lightning katana,
Yeah,
Yo.
and then the wind swallow.
it's hard as fuck.
Fantastic, dude. Samanosuke is my guy. So Capcom considered this game to be their most successful like game at the time. Crushed on the PS2, highest selling PS2 title at the time. I also discovered a fun fact about this one. While they were developing it, there was a bug in it that caused the enemies to like, you would hit them and they would like launch them up and then they would just get stuck in the air. And it actually inspired the dude that was making Devil May Cry at the time. And he was like, yo, I want aerial combat, dude. So like the whole like the shooting juggling like system they came up with was because of a
Wow.
bug in this game that they
That's
were like,
sick.
they were like, yo,
That's awesome.
And my cat's name is Yuki. Princess Yuki.
I was going to ask you about that. Is that where that's from?
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Whoa.
I had no idea. Yeah, Princess Yuki gets kidnapped, and that's like the whole reason Samanosuke is like coming to that village. She asks him to like come visit because like her servants are like disappearing.
Sure.
She's like, I think they're getting kidnapped by monsters and stuff. And of course, it's Nobunaga. You know, just
demon
cooking
lord
up
Nobunaga.
demons, trying to amass power and stuff. And then Samanosuke shows up to try to save the princess.
Hell yeah.
Good first pick, bud.
Great.
Strong.
Great game.
All right, my first pick. I feel like I'm gonna really disappoint you guys getting it first.
Bring it on.
This is
dude.
my
to
favorite
happen.
game on this machine.
I think I know where it's going to be.
It's Final Fantasy X.
Hey, okay. I knew somebody was gonna take that game, so I obviously I got my fucking notes on it just in case.
I love that you're flipping to the page, dude. I just had to get it like as soon as my turn hit. And if it was still available.
You had to
That's
capitalize
my first
on
pick,
that, dude,
baby,
for
you
sure.
know?
Because like I actually had a panic attack like a few days ago because I was like, not a real one, but like because like
Clayton gonna pick this?
yeah, so I picked my games and I like left Final Fantasy X off of it because I was like between like AJ and Clay, I was like, somebody's saying Final Fantasy X. And I don't need to bring it up. I won't waste a pick on it. And then I was like, what if they think I'm gonna pick that? And then nobody picks it. So I was like, I'm gonna put it back on my list.
I did that with a couple games
did
too.
that?
Yeah. Not this one. I was like, I did not pick this game, but
Yeah. Take it away, dude.
2002, I got the PS2 for my birthday. It was my first console that was mine.
Hell yeah. That's a good feeling.
Dude, first time I ever had my own room.
All right, we don't have to
The
get to go into
fucking
too much
sick
detail.
car bed, you know.
Yep.
Ayo.
Yeah, we know what you were doing, dude.
Ayo.
Dude, we know.
Final Fantasy X.
Playing Final
Final
Fantasy
Fantasy
X.
X.
Yeah.
Watching
Blitzball.
CKY.
Looking at Lulu.
Praise
Yeah.
be to Yevon, dog.
Committing all sorts of sin, dude.
He was practicing. I saw him, dude.
Yes.
I was friends with Clinton back then. He was, yeah.
Yes.
so sinful.
Dude, speaking of sin.
Yeah, right. Got the PS2. The only game I wanted was Final Fantasy X. Couldn't afford a memory card though.
No, dude.
So he just didn't stop.
No, I stopped.
He turned it on.
I
He
stopped.
played straight through.
I played the
9
sequence
days.
until you and Riku go underwater to power on that airship.
Yeah.
15 times. Easy.
Dude.
Just
Okay.
turned it off and just replayed it over and over again.
Hell yeah.
And you know, I wasn't even mad.
Memory card.
I got a
eventually.
memory card
Yeah.
eventually, but I wasn't even mad because the intro to that game
Oh man.
is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like
it
the
pops
Xanarkin
off.
part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's
Yeah. When
pretty sick.
Orin shows up, dude, it pops off.
Yeah.
We love Orin.
Up until, you know.
Yeah, visuals were, that was crazy.
Absolutely.
It was crazy.
For the time, like
The
that
cinematics
CGI
were-
cutscene.
I remember looking at it like, without water, it looks real.
Yeah. It was the best looking game on the PS2.
I remember like
Hands
thinking
down.
of the skin. Yeah.
We'll get there.
Hey,
Well, at the time,
yeah.
dude, because like the shortage of the PS2, they thought this game was only going to sell 2 million copies. They were like, you know, this is what we're going to get. 2 million copies. Think that's going to be it. They got 1.5 in pre-orders. So almost hit
Yeah.
their goal before the game launched.
Hey, I was one of those pre-orders.
I'm sure I was
Everybody
too.
who owned a PS2 bought 3 copies of this game. It was insane. Yeah. I remember this. Yeah. There's a PS2 shortage, but fuck it. Dude.
I'll one up you there. I never even bought this game, and I owned 2 copies. I never bought it once. I don't know how I ended up with 2 fucking copies of this game.
Killing me. Because it's true. It's true. I have 2 PS2 copies.
Yeah, I probably bought like a couple lots of PS2 games,
Sure,
and then
yeah.
just got like
Yeah.
Final Fantasy
got a
X.
bunch of fun.
Yeah, and I got a hard copy of the PS3 HD remaster, one on PS4, and I got a PS. I'm like, how did I get all these versions of this game?
Oh, I did buy the PS3 remaster too, and I still haven't. I've owned 3 different copies of this game, and I don't even like it.
Stop. Get out of here, dude.
You know, not the
getting
turn-based
timed out.
guy.
Yeah, this was all like
actually
a
hard
new
now.
frontier for like voice acting
So,
in
like,
video.
honestly, I would say
games
they
were doing
crushed
it, but like I don't think there was an actual standard yet. I think people were kind of just throwing shit at the wall.
Yeah,
seeing
I mean,
what
this was
worked.
like the first voice-acted Final Fantasy for sure.
I'll cut it some slack. I mean, when the best voice actor on the cast is Waka, like you got a fucking problem, dude. Yeah,
He must have had some easy lines. Or
There was
something, dude.
some.
I'm
good ones in
replaying
there,
it right
though.
now. I just happened to be,
hell yeah.
and it's fun. Like the battle system, fucking amazing. But
Great.
yeah, the voice acting, like it just it pulls me out of the fucking game in a way
Really?
that is like so. I don't know when the last time you guys played it is, but like
Yeah.
it.
Not too long ago.
It's one of those things that like I'm playing it, and then like Titus will do the laugh or whatever, and like my wife's like, "Bro, what are you doing? Like, are you like what is happening? Like, what
It's
is on the
not
TV?
that bad. Come on.
It's not that bad, dude.
Oh, it's
Come to
bad.
my house and watch me play this fucking game.
Come to my house and say that
Watch
shit.
me get berated by my wife. Watching Titus do fucking anything, dude. It's awful.
It was funny. Amanda walked in when I was playing Death Stranding 2, and she was just like, "This is terrible." And I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about. This is incredible."
Yeah, seriously.
He's like, "No, the acting's not that great." I think it was just Dollman. It was like an interaction between Dollman and Tarman and Carman and Guarman and
Which Mega Man is this?
incredible.
That's what I'm
dude,
talking
that
about.
battle system
CTB.
slaps.
It absolutely
The
does.
sphere grid slaps.
Slaps.
So it's like I don't know why I haven't finished this game.
Blitzball.
Nope.
Slap. What?
Nope.
I'm sorry, what? What? Okay.
Yeah,
That's
math
fine.
ball don't really do it for me.
No, dude.
Yo, it's not that hard, dude. You just
Math
it's
ball.
all in a column, dude. You just like, oh, my number's bigger than their numbers. I win. That's the game.
No.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's fun as fuck, dude. Are you kidding me? Big numbers, bro.
I will say, like, my first playthrough, I definitely played a ton of Blitzball and
Yeah,
I
you
loved
did.
it. And I got all the ultimate weapons, so, like, I did everything.
Whoa, you did the lightning strike thing?
Oh yeah.
Everything,
That wasn't
yeah.
even the hardest one.
Yeah, the
Fucking Chocobo Seagull asshole.
oh, the balloon game, dude.
To get the Calabog? Fuck that. It's the worst.
Oh, speaking gibberish right now.
Oh man, that choke.
To get the Calabog. That's not even a real word. Come on.
All right, Andy, what was your
Making
first
shit
pick?
up. My first pick. Game came out in November 2001. Little game called Metal Gear Solid 2. Sons of Liberty.
Oh, didn't see
I
that
left
coming.
that one fully open for you, bud.
no
Yeah,
shit.
same, dude.
Yeah.
Because if you picked that one, I was gonna pick Snake Eater. But I'm picking this over Snake Eater. 100%. Dude,
Yep.
this when I was referencing a game that looks better than Final Fantasy X, I will 100% say that Sons of Liberty looks better.
100%.
Sons of Liberty's graphics hold up fucking incredibly well. I don't know how they did it. There's this like very soft aesthetic to the graphics of this game that just like it just looks amazing.
Yeah,
But
so
dude,
clear.
I was so hyped for this game. I mean, just being a huge Metal Gear fan, like knowing you're gonna get the second Metal Gear,
Yeah.
and like the bait and switch.
Yeah,
that
how
Kojima
did
pulled.
you feel about the
Dude, I
playing Raven?
it
instead?
didn't bother me at all, dude.
Me
Because
neither,
like
dude. Raven's so sick.
as much as I love Solid Snake, I just loved like the stealth
Being
espionage.
a cyborg ninja, because yeah,
Yeah, like
Well, he wasn't Cyborg yet.
that's true.
it was just everything mechanically good about Metal Gear 1,
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 1. Just fucking take it to the next level.
Absolutely.
Like you can sneak up behind people, you could choke them out, steal their ammo, collect dog tags. Like you'll see like a receiver on like an enemy's belt, and you fucking shoot it, and it zaps out, and they can't call for fucking backup.
That's pretty sick.
It's just fucking
The little
awesome.
things.
They're more concerned about their fucking pager being
Yeah, they're just like, come in, come in. And it's like sparks flying from it.
Fuck my people, dude.
Whoa, look at the bullet hole in it.
I was still paying that thing off.
Colonel's gonna be so mad.
had the see-through green one too. Fuck.
Oh, the see-through green one.
That's disrespectful for them to
Yeah,
shoot your
that's
see-through.
rough.
green
Yeah, that
one,
is.
though. They should-
I don't know why
they
Andy was
should
doing
have
that. He
respected
kept
that.
going around. He's like, "Which ones have the see-through?" I'm like, "Bro,
I don't think we can breeze past this game without mentioning how profound it ended up becoming in regards to, I don't know, for lack of better words, kind of predicting the future of,
He does this
yeah.
with every fucking game he
And
releases.
this one is more terrifying than any other thing that he's done. Like Death Stranding, there's a lot of like parallels to the pandemic and everything that transpired there. But the fact that this game was bringing up like the philosophical question of whether or not there should be this governing being to control the flow of information, to restrict misinformation and echo chambers. In 2001, when
Yeah.
internet culture didn't even exist yet, is fucking mind-blowing. You compare genetic natural selection with mimetic natural selection.
yeah.
Newspapers and everything tend to have weeded that stuff out of the slop. Like how genetically things get weeded out if they don't work. We're in this age now where things don't get weeded out.
it's
Slowed,
like
man, slowed.
what's that? Mike Judge movie?
Idiocracy.
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 Jeez, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, the other branch hits different now that AI slop is a thing. It's
The
crazy.
question that the AI brought up in this game was just like, we're trying to like preserve you. We're trying to help you as a species. Because this is a dark road that you're going to go down. And if you allow us to control what things you receive, then we might be able to avoid this. And even though that's just like taking away freedom and all that, it's just, I don't know, it's just fucking mind-blowing how this actually happened.
Yeah.
But there's a video called The Most Profound Moment in Gaming by Max Darrett, if I'm pronouncing that correct.
Darrett.
Yeah.
I love Max Darrett.
Just breaks this down so well, and it's so awesome.
Stay yellow.
Yeah. AJ, and there's not many games left, so
Yeah. Well, you guys stole all the good ones, so go with Summoner. No. My first pick. This is a gimme. This is an easy one.
Yeah.
Probably on your list. I would think it's on your list. You probably left it off. It's Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, I was just gonna say, dude, you gotta hit me with that.
What?
My sanctuary, dude.
Oh. Where's you making me feel tonight?
No, that's simple and clean. Idiot, dude. What the hell?
Yeah.
so embarrassing, bro.
No, I didn't want to say anything, but it was a little fun.
Here's the thing, right? There's how many fucking Kingdom Hearts games has there been? It's like
3.
Yeah, well, except Kingdom Hearts 2 was the 11th Kingdom Hearts game that was released.
Yeah, we don't talk about those.
I know, but like that's kind of what I'm saying is like over time, I've become less and less stoked over this franchise, like in general.
Yeah, I mean, they've just kind of
Every step
they've
of the way.
mishandled it.
Yeah, I love
But
Kingdom
1 and
Hearts
2?
Yeah, 1 and 2 are great. After Kingdom Hearts 2, I'm like, is this the greatest video game franchise ever? And then just like they fucking just killed it over time.
Oh yeah.
But like, if you can cut off in your mind, like it's just picture it's 2002, dude, and you're just like fucking experiencing Traverse Town for the first time. Like you just met Leon after you spent fucking
I was so
85
confused.
hours.
Yeah, he had to hide his identity, dude. Change his name.
You were confused. Wait, why were you confused?
Did he actually? Is that canon? Was he hiding his identity in
Yeah,
game?
because he's Squall Leonhardt.
Yeah, I know that.
And then he went by Leon because they were like hiding out. It was like him, Aerith, and Tifa,
Was it you?
No, it was Yuffie.
or it was Yuffie.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 3 of them were like hiding out, and they were like almost like a resistance team or
But
something.
at any point,
So he
though,
was-
was it known that his name was Squall in Kingdom Hearts?
Here's the thing: you guys are trying to make sense of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
There's your
There was
first
a-
fucking mistake.
They didn't just decide to call him Leon
was-
for no reason.
Right.
That's what I thought, and I was confused.
I don't think so.
No, that makes sense.
Pretty sure he was. Yeah, they were like,
It's like a play on his name.
It is
Yeah.
interesting though, because like they just call Cloud, and they just call Sephiroth.
yeah, he was
They
the only
just
one.
call
to do
everybody
that.
else their actual name.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like Squall's
So,
a
I
cool
could be
name.
wrong.
Are you trying to like not?
Squall's sick.
Yeah, dude. This game shouldn't have happened. Like, how did this game
No.
fucking
It would
tell you
never
exactly how it
happen.
happened.
an
now.
elevator?
A literal elevator
Yeah.
pitch, dude.
Yeah.
So fucking wild,
And
dude.
it was like Disney and Square like shared an office building. Or
yeah, they
something?
both like worked in the same building.
insane.
And so like the original thing was Square really wanted to make a 3D like adventure game.
Okay.
Like Mario 64.
Mario 64. Yeah.
And they were like, this game's hitting. We want to do something really similar. And they were like, but any character that we come up with like is not going to be able to compete with Mario. Right? And,
Totally.
And they were like, the only IP that could compete with Mario would be like Disney characters. And then they were like, wait a second, dude. So it was a literal like chance meeting between a Square executive and a Disney executive in an actual elevator. And he was just like, I have an idea. And that guy was like, sick.
It seems like the type of idea in mashup that at any point should have been killed. You know,
Yeah,
it's
they're
like
like,
somebody at
nope.
Disney should have just been like, this makes no sense for us to do. Why wouldn't we just make our own game with our own characters? But like, it worked so well. It's so much fun to like visit the Disney worlds and shit, and like get the new Keyblade that's like
Themed to that world.
Oh, dude!
So sick.
I wanted to live in this world. Dude. It's
What was your favorite world?
Nightmare Before Christmas, probably.
Halloween
Like,
Town.
fuck, Halloween
That was
Town.
great.
Yeah, so fucking sick.
Yeah, super cool one.
The only thing about this game, like looking back, I'm like, I still don't understand like gummy ship concept or like why they doubled down on it in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah,
You love it?
I love it. But
Really?
there was no need for
There's
it. It was literally just for you
another
to
game.
traverse between worlds.
Yeah.
But they were like, no, why don't you play Star Fox to get there? Right?
Hey, it was a lot
Why don't
better
you
in 2, though.
Build your Star Fox ship.
Yeah, out of
And-
Legos and
And it's
shit.
just like this whole part of the game that like you don't really need to do.
No, like you could do the bare minimum and just get to the next world,
Yeah.
but like I sunk way too much time.
Really? You're a big gummy guy?
Dude, yeah. I had these tricked out like 12 engines and 6 cannons, dude. I had a variety of gummy ships based on like how I felt like playing that day.
You're swapping out like fucking ship.
Yeah, dude. I had like
go with this one.
I had
today.
like a set 5 gummy ships.
My little gummy guy. It's my little gummy bear.
That game's so freaking sick.
Yeah, it's
soundtrack's slaps.
incredible.
The theme slaps.
Like it was the first. I think it was the first game that like actually brought me to tears at the end when that fucking song starts playing. I'm like, holy shit! Like it was
Dude,
just
when they-
hitting so hard.
Dude, I was actually just listening to it today because I was like bumping Sanctuary, and then it went to the cinematic one, which is basically like a full orchestral like Disney-fied version of Sanctuary, of Simple and Clean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's like, dude, it's so huge.
Dude,
It's so well done.
amazing.
You guys
Amazing.
are pathetic.
And the thing about this game that I try to keep reminding myself is like the story made sense kind of here, right?
That's where you're wrong.
In Kingdom Hearts 1, no, but like in the way that any Final Fantasy game has a story that makes sense, Kingdom Hearts had a story that made sense.
And it was like a Disney like kids story where it's just like,
Totally.
don't lose yourself, don't lose your heart, like, stay true to yourself, find your way.
I'm just fucking with you guys. I played a little bit through it when I was younger. It didn't grab me for whatever reason. I'd love to revisit it and try it out. But the only thing I do know about the game is it is just like inscrutable, the game.
Yeah.
So- Which I love, dude. I love Kojima games. None of that shit makes
for
sense.
sure. But like you said, not the first
first
one's
one-
simple enough. The second one kind of
second one is where it
complicates
gets-
and twists it, and
where it
then it
gets
just
dicey.
fucking-
And
it
that,
just
yeah,
goes off the rails.
even the second one,
like-
I start getting lost with like the Organization 13 stuff. Like I don't really, it's too much. But
Yeah.
like the first one is like digestible, and you're like, okay,
And-
I get it.
Yeah, and then like Xehanort keeps like changing. He's like 4 of Xehanorts.
Yeah, what? I don't.
But,
It becomes like a parody of itself almost at some point.
Yeah.
It's like, but yeah, the first game, especially as a standalone like title, got to be
Yeah,
one of the
it's
top PS2 games. For
masterpiece. Yeah.
All right, so what's your second pick? You
I'm
get 2 in a row,
switching.
dude.
That's
We're
right.
right,
Dude, and you just
Making it, dude.
Wow, you just
Fuck.
blew Kingdom Hearts, and now he's
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Oh, do I just go back to back RPGs? No, I'm gonna switch it up.
Do whatever you want.
This
Whatever's gonna get you your
This
dress.
one, I feel like you guys probably won't have on your list, but this game, like, I spent a lot of time in this fucking game. Yo, what's better than 1986 Miami crime fucking spree shooting hookers, stealing cars, starting a crime empire, dude. GTA Vice
Kingdom
City.
Hearts 2.
You beat me to it. I was gonna say it. But he was still going. I was gonna let him pile it
Nomura
on.
went off the rails.
I can't believe they made this sequel.
Disney approved it.
Would have never happened.
But no, dude, I just
Vice
love,
City, dude,
Yeah,
huh?
Vice City. I love the fucking vibe of this game, man. I love cruising in the car. Every single like radio station you put on the car, like you have, like,
Perfect.
the
So
rock.
rad.
Yeah.
Dude,
Dude, just blurry neon lights everywhere,
oh,
dude.
incredible, dude. So like,
That's what Tommy on your
Delivering
shirt is.
pizzas on a Vespa, dude.
Yeah.
yo, don't even get me started on the Vespas, dude. Cruising in the Vespa, dude. This game came out like almost exactly a year after GTA 3, which is a huge fucking success. Yeah, right?
Really?
Yeah, a year, dude. A year.
That's actually the reason why I didn't play it, because I was like, I played so much of GTA 3, I was like,
Not ready,
I'm
dude.
like, I'm good.
Yeah.
But like we've talked recently about like, because I am not a huge fan of Majora's Mask, and I'd say like that's just a reskin. Like there was very little effort. Like yo, they put so much work into Vice City. There's all kinds of new models. There's new game mechanics. Things are polished. The
Voiced
fucking-
protagonist.
the voice protagonist. Oh, not just the voice protagonist. Ray fucking Liotta is the main fucking character of this game.
Really? Pour one out for you, boy.
Yo,
Dude.
That's crazy.
yeah, rip, dude. But like, yo, killer fucking job. Apparently, he hated doing it or something. Where like he was like, I think he went into like what I researched. He went into the job being like, oh, it's a fucking video game. Yeah, I'm just gonna say a couple fucking lines and I'm gonna cash my check. And then like, how fucking involved the story was and all the lines and like the different. Like interweaving and like the phone calls and shit. I guess he was just like, "Yo, I didn't fucking know it was gonna be like this."
This is like 9
I've
months
been
of
here
my
for a
life.
month.
making video games like this, dude. I should have asked for more money. And then apparently, like when the game got released, it made fucking crazy money.
Yeah.
And apparently he was even more pissed. Like, yo, holy shit! I made like a couple $100,000 or whatever, and this game made millions and millions using my character or whatever. But dude, listen to this voice acting. Like this is not even the full cast. This is just like the names that I, who don't know actors, like recognized when I was looking at the voice actor. Right. So we got Ray Liotta, Gary Busey's in this fucking game.
Really?
Okay.
That's.
Burt Reynolds is in this fucking game.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Danny Trejo's in this game.
Oh my God.
Dennis Hopper's in this game. Fucking Louis Guzman's in this game, dude.
I believe it.
Man.
Jenna Jameson's in this game.
Oh my God.
Like that's how. Like that's
They
and
made
they,
their money off GTA 3, dude. Damn.
I
Yeah.
guess so, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. This game is.
Dude, what was that? What was that like? That band that you had to do a bunch of missions for?
Oh God! It was
Pearl
like
Jam.
a Kiss.
Pearl Jam.
Like
It's like
type.
Love something.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's gonna bug the shit out of me. We're gonna have to look that up, dude. I
Yeah.
have no idea. I don't remember. But yeah, that's hold on.
Dude,
let me
that
look
game
up.
rips.
Love Fist, dude.
Love Fist.
Love Fist.
Dude,
What a name!
That goes
Oh my
so
God.
hard, dude.
it's so funny. We can continue to talk about that, but I also feel like I can just piggyback because my number 2 pick is Grand Theft Auto 3.
Are you shitting me?
I'm not kidding.
Oh man. Okay. All right. I think
So
I
we can
picked-
talk about this
I
in
think I
tandem
picked
because
the-
they're very, very similar.
Yeah. Well, one's better, but
You're right. But, I had a blast in Vice City
For sure.
But like Grand Theft Auto 3 like changed my life.
yeah, it was mind blowing. The
Yeah,
first time
it was
that
a-
you're seeing the fucking world in 3D is just
Yeah.
But like you didn't have real
Oh.
songs in Grand Theft Auto 3.
Right.
It was like, but the radio stations were brilliant. But like that fucking iconic soundtrack in Vice City.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's fucking phenomenal. Literally every station you turn on is just a banger playing. You know what I mean? Like fucking the rock station's all like Priest and fucking
Flock of
Maiden.
Seagulls, dude.
Yeah, or you
So-
go like Flock
Dude, yeah.
of Seagulls.
Flock of Seagulls during their marketing campaign was genius. Bah, bah,
Yeah.
bah, bah. So now I hear Flock of Seagulls, I think of Vice City.
Oh, okay. That's the
That's when it
immediate
caught
connection.
my attention. you
Sure.
know? I was
Dude.
at that age.
The Vice City, like the property, like the fact that you can buy properties in this game. Oh
yeah.
Where like you actually have something to spend all your fucking cash on, and it like it's like an investment. Dude, 12-year-old me, I was like, okay, let's make some cash. Let me save up and buy the strip club, and we'll start fucking printing money. Hundo a day. There's no overhead.
Hundo a day keeps the cops away.
But yeah, dude, killer game. Talk to me about GTA 3. Why is GTA 3 the pick?
For better or worse, dude, this just started sandbox games. Well, like not being the first, but like in a 3D space, like this changed everything. This game blew my mind so much when it dropped that I couldn't fucking get enough.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Yep.
get enough.
Was it? Yeah, you mentioned it was one of those first like sandbox games. You mean like just open world? You can go anywhere. You can
Do anything,
explore
yeah.
anywhere. You
Yeah,
can
you
climb
could
a
just,
building
like,
to the top.
you
You
can-
can jump off. You can steal a helicopter. Like all that stuff.
In a way that appeals to adults, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you could just put in a cheat code. Remember cheat codes?
Oh, dude, the cheat codes.
There
in
were
this
like
game
3
were-
different tiers of weapon cheat codes. You could drop vehicles from the sky, dude. Like it was so sick. You could just not do any missions.
Yep.
You could just be like, all right, well, I'm going to try and get 5 stars and only use infinite grenades and see how long I can survive.
I should have known back then I had ADHD. I couldn't stay focused for a single fucking mission in that game.
Dude, I did, but then there were times I'd go in and just be like, all right, well, I don't know, your imagination took over back then, and you could just...
And these games were single player back then, right? But like I remember having friends from school who were like, "Yo, I got GTA Vice City, bro. You want to come play?" And like we would just like take turns with the controller, just doing crazy shit. Not doing missions, but like you said, like putting in
Yeah.
cheat codes, like dropping the tank,
Finding ramps and just jump, like
we would take turns, and it would be like see how long you can go before the cops catch you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then just go, not like it was a single.
Yeah, stand on top of a building with a rocket launcher with infinite ammo.
yeah.
It'd be like, all right, let's see how long you could survive.
Just-
And then when you die, you hand it to me, and I'm going to do the same fucking thing.
Yeah, great game.
Your number 2 pick.
This one might be on Andy's.
If you pull 2 of my games, I'm in trouble, dude, because I don't have much more.
Let's talk about Shadow of the Colossus.
God damn it.
I would have been surprised if this wasn't on your list.
Oh,
dude.
it's on my list.
Yeah.
I have to call a wild card because you fucking ruined me, dude. You just ruined me.
Yeah, not only is this one of the greatest games on PS2, this is one of the greatest games ever made.
Ever made. In an era where every developer, most developers are just trying to get as much as you can into a game, this is a perfect example of addition by subtraction. They just cut the fat, dude. Anything that didn't work perfect, get it the fuck out of here.
Yeah, dude.
But I would also argue they crammed the most possible into this game as well.
In what way?
Just the Colossus.
Size.
Oh yeah, for the size.
yeah. Sheer mass.
The game barely ran, dude.
Dude, yeah, it's a miracle this game runs on the PS2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 15 Colossi, right?
16.
16. It was the elusive 17 that didn't actually exist.
Correct. That's the playground rumor right there.
Yeah.
I was like, is that like the Aerith cheat code?
That was the first rumor was if you can climb up to the secret garden
Which you
atop the
can.
castle, you can.
Yes.
But there's not.
There was a 17th Colossi
17th,
there. There was another Colossi that they designed. It wasn't in the game.
Correct.
But the fact that like there's nothing in the world, like it's just these battles, because like it's a land. It's not a hostile land, and they wanted to make sure that it came off like that. The huge twist in the game is that it's not a hostile land, and that's part of the fucking problem.
Yeah.
And
Dorman is the hostile.
yeah, they don't beat you over the head with anything. It's just ambiguity. Like you can find lizards that add to your stamina, and the only way you know is if you look at the small lighted up sliver that happens when you eat a lizard. It doesn't tell you anything.
And that's the only way
if
to
you're
climb the tower.
Like
is
it
get
doesn't
all
even
the stamina.
It doesn't even pull your It doesn't even pull your eyes to it. You have to be looking at it to even fucking notice.
And
Yeah,
I
it
think
shows
it's-
you everything and tells you nothing.
Exactly. I think it's the third, maybe the fourth one. The bird. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've had a better boss fight still.
Wait,
The second one, the big iron giant guy.
I mean,
as soon as
that
I
was-
found out that you have to have him slam his sword on the concrete
On the
pad,
concrete circle.
that was
genius.
I was going around for an hour. Like, how the fuck do I?
But-
this guy's he's
but
like
dude-
he's a skyscraper. Like, I don't know how to.
But dude, when I didn't, you swim to the guy. He's just hanging out there. Then you shoot him with an arrow, and I'm like, okay, cool. I can like go to these different towers and chip damage him. That's how this fight's gonna go. But he swoops down on you, and you grab hold of his wing, and then he's flipping. You're in the sky now. I was like, dude,
Yeah, it was the craziest game I ever played.
dude, 4 number grades.
Dude, and it had like the like adaptive soundtrack too. So like had its own crazy orchestral soundtrack. But then as soon as you latch on and you're in the sky, everything just fucking blows open.
Dude, it's crazy.
And it's like a movie, and it's
Yeah,
just
it was wonderful.
And one thing, just like when you're slaying, it's not telling you anything. Like you're trying to hopefully revive your loved one. You don't even know who she is exactly.
Right.
And as you are killing these colossi, you're just becoming dingier and like
Growing
you're just
horns from your head.
deteriorating.
Yeah,
And
dude.
it's just I don't know. It's so sick.
It's a masterpiece.
Team Eco
Yeah.
home run with this fucking game. They know it. It's one of the best games ever made. Did you play this game?
I've never played this game. The only experience I have this, I think like GameStops used to have this as a playable demo of PS2 at one point.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I think that's the only.
I'll let you borrow the PS4 remake.
There's a PS4 remake.
Oh,
really?
yeah. Blue Point did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Blue
dude.
Point.
It is
It's
perfect.
good.
It's clean.
Perfect, yeah. Because Andy wasn't kidding, man. The original one, it's kind of unplayable.
Oh, it's chugging, dude.
Yeah.
It's chugging.
It's regularly down to 5 frames per second.
Yeah.
when you're
word.
like in a Colossus battle.
It's good. They are.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that.
All right, it's like
Not
10,
5.
10 frames a second.
It's
bad. And the latency with that game on the original hardware is
Here it goes
so
again.
atrocious. You'll press jump, and he'll like jump
When he fucking feels
10
like
seconds
it,
later.
It's well. I think that was more of a design choice.
because he's losing his own free will.
No, I think it was more like
There's a weightiness to it, sure.
There's a weightiness, kind of like when you hold your sword to stab.
Yeah, but
Like you kind of hold your sword
in
and you
tandem-
charge up, and then you let go, and then he finally like stabs it into
But
it.
in
So I think
tandem with
it's
those like 10 frames a second, it was they both felt awful.
dude, you gotta play this game.
Yeah, the remake.
You
is
at least
so
have to
good,
experience
man.
it, and
I'm interested.
I feel confident. Like the remake, some people will say you got to play the original, but it's like
No.
I think that's a barrier of entry in 2025.
I do.
It's
Yeah,
tough.
I don't think there's
I
any
do.
reason
Yeah.
for that.
Same.
Game fucking rules. Go ahead.
In your own words, beat that idiot.
You played it, right?
Easy. Yeah, I did. Yeah. So my next game, 9s, 9.5s out of 10s, scored, praise for its like advanced battle system. And then they released it for the Dreamcast and it sold 180,000 copies.
Wow.
Woof.
And then they were like, whoops, that was a mistake. Let's re-release it for the PS2 a month after Final Fantasy X. Whoops! So this
Whoopsie daisy.
yeah, oopsie doopsie.
I didn't know they made Horizon Zero Dawn on on PS2.
So this game has gone like largely overlooked. It's Grandia 2.
Just a banger, dude. Oh,
Grandia 2, and I will say it, I think every podcast episode has the best RPG battle system, period, of all time.
so good.
And nobody's tried to do it again. I don't know. I don't understand.
Child
It's
of
all-
Light kind of tried to do it.
They tried. They
did?
tried.
Child
it's
of
very
Light?
close. Child of Light was close.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that are like not that great about it, but there's so many things that are
Sold,
like,
dude.
real good about it.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
I'm
every
proud of you
Grandia
for being
game, though.
objective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every Grandia game is like, bro, you gotta
So-
play this game sometimes. Man, this game is blowing my mind.
Most of my mind.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Dude, it's because they come in that like Ryudo, dude.
You're like,
He's a mercenary. He goes by Geohound. This is my boy Sky. Fucking
Yeah,
pet
dude.
falcon friend companion.
Let's go.
Dude, so sick. The story comes in, it's like, oh shit, dude. Is it Valmar? Valmar is like coming back to life, dude. His like body parts are scattered, and then you just go to each town and do the same thing over again. And it's like, so you go to the first town and like Valmar's wings are like taking over. They're like possessing the songstress, and then they're like, listen, I know you're just a mercenary that was charged with this job, but like you gotta help us, dude. You gotta stop the other 7 parts of Valmar from like coming together. So then you go to the next town and it's like, oh, the eyes of Valmar like terrorizing the town. And then you stop him, and then you go to the next town and it's like, oh shit, the feet of Valmar.
the feet pics of Valmar.
So like the story really takes a hit because it's just like, well, here comes the next town with like the same like problem in a different way, but like that battle system just keeps feeding you throughout the whole game that you just don't ever want to stop like playing fights. And like they also did like the Final Fantasy VI like Esper system kind of deal with the mana eggs, where like you can equip a mana egg and learn abilities and spells off of the egg, and then you can swap them and be like, all right, now you like learn this stuff. And,
Yeah.
like then you slot all your spells in with like certain points and whatnot. Like it's getting worked up.
it's okay. It's all right. Here's my experience with this game. Ready? Do you remember this story?
What?
Do you remember the story? My
story.
experience with Grandia 2?
Oh well, yeah.
so around this time, I got a PC in my room. Big fucking deal. So I was like, we're gonna load this thing up with games. So one of the first games I got was Grandia 2. I'm all psyched up. I could turn that thing on. I take maybe read the opening thing or whatever. I take like 6 steps. Crashing my computer. Totally shits my.
Oh, you were playing it on PC?
was playing it on PC, yeah.
Okay.
And then I boot it up again, and I get like a little further for some reason. I get like, boom! Like it was just a constant battle of like my computer shutting down while I tried to like get through a battle.
Yeah.
All I know is the battle system is sick, but I don't think I made it through a single like town or anything.
Well, lucky for you, the remaster came out for the Switch. The Grandia Collection comes
Yeah.
with Grandia 1 and Grandia 2.
All right, you got your final pick?
Oh, I go again. This is my final pick?
This is your final pick.
Oh, shit.
you did so much research, dude. Holy
Dude,
shit.
those
Oh yeah, welcome to the
pages.
podcast, because he has like 10 sheets of notes every fucking time we record.
Wow. I got.
He's got at least 10 games on his.
I have 3 games left, but they were just safety games. But they were,
I have 0 games left.
well, I'll just go through.
I'm flying by the seat of my pants.
Do you want one of mine? They're both games that you like.
No, I have one. Pick whatever you want, dude. I got stuff.
I can guarantee he ain't picking it.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, no,
So,
my 3
I'm
games
gonna
are
get
not-
my top 3, baby.
Yeah,
Don't
You're gonna
worry.
get your top 3. Okay.
I'm getting my top 3.
Don't worry about me.
Yeah.
You already stole one from me, so steal another. I don't give a shit.
Oh my god, dude, that delivery is so good. Oh, Andy, I love you so much.
I love you too.
You know what makes me so sad? That the fact that we forgot to talk about in our Death Stranding episode how it just started with us playing Death Stranding and just like pillow talking and laughter at my apartment. Just like, yeah, you want to do a podcast? We should do a podcast.
Yeah, that was like the whole thing. We were like,
That
we got
was
to make
the
sure
whole thing.
this podcast
That's how it
started
Death Stranding.
because of Death Stranding. We're like, we need to make sure we talk about this, and then we sat on the couch and recorded for 3 hours and fucking mentioned it once.
But anyway, yeah.
Just talked about
We talked about it
boy.
before I drove here. We talked about it when we got here, before we hit record, and then we never fucking talked about it. All right. What's your last
Yeah,
pick,
hit us
bud?
with your
Take it away,
last
Eric.
pick, bud.
All right, yeah, I got a weird one. I'm gonna throw at you. This game was so quirky that it was not released in Europe or Australia. Translates literally to spirit clump. It's
Whoa.
Katamari Damacy.
Oh, yes.
Go, dude.
Hell yeah.
Katamari, dude.
What's not to love? What is not to love? I bought this game 3 times as well.
And for you guys that don't know, like, what this game is about, okay, it's about the king of all cosmos, okay? He gets drunk one night, he's hammered, wasted, and he just breaks all the stars in the sky. He breaks the moon, he breaks celestial, like, constellations,
That'll happen.
all save the Earth, okay? All that's left is the Earth. And while he totally, like, admits fault that, like, he made a mistake, he decides to instead put it all on his son. His 5 centimeter big prince of all cosmos. And he says, listen, you got to fix this, okay? I fucked up. I broke everything. This is on you, okay?
Whoopsie doopsie.
And he gives him a Katamari ball, which is just a little sticky adhesive ball that can get stuff stuck to it that's smaller than it. And when it amasses some, it grows. And then you can pick up bigger stuff that's still smaller than the ball. And then it grows. And you basically, so you start out 5 centimeters tall. You're a little man. And you start rolling up like paper clips. And you're trying to collect little, like tiny little like lint balls. And you're like dominoes. And then you get a little bit bigger. And then you're rolling up couches and like the TV sets. And then you get bigger and bigger. And like,
You got houses.
dude, the way that this game ends, like the final level, dude, you're rolling like
Insane.
through oceans, picking up like yachts and planes out of the sky. You're like you're unrooting like islands that are
Yeah,
like getting
picking
stuck
up-
to
picking
this
up the
ball.
whole world,
And you're just
buddy.
rolling. But like, dude, such a simple game, and it's such a fun concept. Like all you use are the 2 sticks.
Dude, the control scheme is insane.
It's just the
yeah.
2 sticks, and
It's
it's literally
it's
like
such a
you
learning
running,
curve.
and you're just like it's just you pushing your ball.
Yeah.
You run around, and you can even do this thing where you like do like the back and forth, and he like runs up like a cartoon character, he's like, and then he like charges forward. But if you like bash into shit with the Katamari too hard, like stuff will fly off of it, and you're like,
if
oh
it's
shit.
too big to wrap up,
Yeah.
then it'll knock stuff off
Yeah,
your little ball.
you'll hit it and stuff, and then you start like interacting with like cats will like start chasing you and like batting your shit
Oh,
around.
yeah.
They'll like fuck up your whole thing and knock pieces off of it.
Dude,
But,
the game is so awesome.
it's so cool. The soundtrack is like top tier,
Unhinged,
it's,
dude.
It's
Yeah.
so many genres,
Yeah.
but they're all like somehow bangers. Like you've never even heard like this genre before, and you're like, what the hell is this?
I can't stop moving my feet.
But yeah, it's just so good. And then they start incorporating like little challenges that are like tied to the constellations. So that like one of them is like, cancer, and they're like, dude, I fucked up cancer. You need to roll up as many crabs as you can, so we can get cancer back up in the sky. Okay, you gotta get all the crabs. But like there'll be little challenges like that where you gotta like roll up certain things to try to like make certain constellations and stuff like that. But like such a joy, dude, just rolling around and seeing like how big it can get, and like the like the high you get from like bumping into a couch and being like, oh, I'm not quite big enough, I can't like get that couch, and then you grab some other things and circle back, and then the couch sticks, and you're like, oh, let's go. And then,
But then it ends up being awkward if you grab a couch and it sticks on you the wrong
'Cause
way.
you're not rolling,
Because
right?
then your motor skills start getting all fucked up because you're lopsided.
Yeah, you're
And it just
lopsided.
adds like, oh,
Hell yeah, that's
Yeah.
a great pick.
Totally bizarre game, but definitely a banger. Yeah, I think you're back up, right, Glenn?
all right. Yeah,
My third
your
pick.
last one.
So I'm really glad you chose Onimusha, because I would not have discovered this game had it not been for Warlords. My third pick is Resident Evil Code Veronica.
there it is. Was waiting for that. That was one that I was like, I'm not picking this one. These guys got it.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't pick that at all.
Onimusha truly was like the gateway drug to then oh, I get these tank control things now.
Yeah,
Let's,
so like
let's try this Resident Evil that no one's
yeah,
shutting up
because
about.
Veronica was your first Resident Evil, wasn't it?
That was my first Resident Evil that I played all the way through.
That was like yours.
Like that,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
played,
yeah.
Like you watched the other ones.
the others I
played it,
watched.
so-
I tried playing the original to no avail.
Yeah.
Didn't get it. Too scared.
Yeah, but like Veronica's when it clicked.
Yeah, because I had all the experience now from Onimusha's tank controls, and it's just like piece of piss. You know what I mean?
Dude, Code Veronica rips.
Absolutely.
What a
does.
fantastic game.
Absolutely does.
And they finally confirmed that like they're working on the Veronica remake.
Wait, what?
What? They did?
Yeah, they finally like announced that like they're ahead of schedule on it.
Dude, you're the fucking RE king. How did you not know this, dude?
Yeah, buddy.
Dude, I'm listening to Newswave every day. Come on, John.
It's
what
on
are you
the
doing?
way. It's on the way.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Ahead of
Requiem
schedule.
and Code Veronica? Mm-hmm. Oh my God. 2026, man. We're going to be eating good. Holy shit, Jay.
Dude, the next couple months we're eating good, dude.
The next couple of hours we're eating good, dude. Andy and I.
Less than 24 hours at the time of this recording. Dude, it's the eve of Silk Song.
It
and
really
Clinton
is.
and I could not be any more excited. AJ's not even paying attention. He's on his phone.
Silk what? Silk thong, dude? Yeah, I love silk thongs, dude.
Wearing one right now.
Prove it.
So if you're wondering why there's no video about Silk Song, it's because when we're recording this, it's not out yet. It comes out in 10 a.m. We're on the East Coast. If you couldn't tell by our thick Boston accents.
Yeah,
Get rid of that. That was stupid. Code Veronica, dude. The only reason why I didn't even have Code Veronica in my list is because that's a Dreamcast game to me, baby.
That's true. That's true. You were a Dreamcast Code Veronica boy.
It did not associate that game with PS2 at all. I played it on Dreamcast when it launched. I love it, although I've gone on record to say I had a pretty bad experience with it, but I still love it.
Yeah, because that game...
Yeah, I fucked up. I fucked up my own experience with
That game can be real...
It
real
can
not nice
be
to
ruthless
players.
if you play it the wrong way.
Yeah.
And I played it the wrong way. And
I did too.
It burned me pretty bad.
I played it the wrong way, maybe even worse than you did. I ran out of bullets at the entry of the last boss.
Whoa.
That's a kick in the dick
That's
right
that's
there.
not good. That's not good.
Yeah. I mean, you made it to the airplane when you fight the first like nemesis-y guy.
Yeah.
You had no more ammo.
Yeah.
And that is a pretty hard kick in the dick, but whew.
Yeah, you're like almost 2/3 done with the game.
And I'll say it again. I've said this before. Side B of this game may as well not have existed. It's like Dark Souls in that regard. But had it not, again, I'm repeating myself. This would be my favorite Resident Evil.
But yeah, dude, you know, I'm scared of Resident Evil. I don't like really do scary games too good.
Hey,
You know, scary games no
and
good.
that includes underwater games. I don't like that.
hey, you
It's
know,
scary.
it's almost that spooky time of year,
Hey, don't.
and
You want to see a man pee his pants?
More pee. More pee.
I want to get you
to the brim with piss.
Overflowing, dude.
I want to get you on a couch.
Hey,
I want to play one. But anyway,
which one are you gonna make me play? Two?
I want you to play
It's gotta
2
be
remake.
2. Yeah, it's gotta
Oh
be 2.
god, that was so scary, bro.
It is, but with all your boys
That's the one.
with
Like
you,
if you're only
though-
gonna play 1, it's gotta be 2.
Why not do 3? It's more action oriented. At least it's more.
That's
because 3 takes place in tandem of the current situation of 2.
I don't think he's in it for
Yeah,
the
but
lore,
no.
my guy.
But if he falls
He's
in love
not in
with
it at all.
He's
If he falls in love with it, there's so much
He's
more
not
to
gonna
get
do
into.
that.
I hate to
You
break
gotta,
it to
you
you.
gotta
It's
stop doing
not gonna
that.
happen.
You want everybody to love the games you love, and they
Because I love you guys and I love games and I want you.
But no, it don't work that way, man. Let me tell you, it don't work that way.
Yes, it does. Hey,
But that's
There,
true.
you
Like,
have no proof that it does.
3 might be.
do you like Dark Souls?
Yeah, but
There's the proof. I made you play that game like 7 times.
yeah,
You
but
made me play that game 7 times.
Yeah, it didn't work for you. It worked for him.
That's a
But here's the thing.
50% ratio.
That's pretty good.
That's an F.
That's a coin
That's
toss.
a fail.
here's the thing: is that he already knew he didn't like it, and you tried to get him to like it more.
Yeah.
I was a blank slate, dude.
It's a beautiful blank slate.
All right, let's get back on.
What's your
Whose
third pick?
fucking pick is it?
That's my third pick.
Yeah, what's your third pick?
So you guys all know, like Clinton, like Eric, big fan of survival horror. I have a #1 survival horror game,
Yes, you do.
and it happened to be released on the PS2. Ooh. And that game's called Silent Hill 2.
There it is.
Don't raise your fist yet, because I'm not choosing that game.
Twist!
I never played Silent Hill 2 on the PS2. I had it on Xbox, baby.
It was released on Xbox?
Same day.
You're blowing my mind.
Yeah.
That's not an Xbox game.
Yeah, that's not an Xbox.
I don't know. Though.
It is to me.
I don't know though, because when I saw the cover, I ran away. It's very scary. So I don't really remember what it came out for.
Yeah, so I'm not going to pick it in the spirit of that not being a PS2 game to me, and that's not what I associate with the PS2.
Okay.
But that's just my experience. It 110% is a PS2 game, but it's just not my PS2 game.
Totally. I'm happy not to talk about it though. So what do you got?
A game from a developer you've probably never heard me talk about before. His name is Hideo Kojima.
Yes.
Released a little game called Metal Gear Solid Metal Gear Snake Eater. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
Oh, you picked 2 Metal Gear games? I thought you were getting me hyped on.
Dude, he picked Shadow. I don't like PS2. Right? I said it. This console sucks. There's nothing there for me.
Get out of this house.
That's crazy. But I thought you were going to hit me with Zone of the Enders.
I never played that fucking game.
That's a Kojima game.
Fine, you want me to choose something else? You want to choose something else? All right. Max Payne. All right. Game
Also
rules.
a good game.
Did you play Max Payne?
Yeah, I did.
On Xbox.
It's a great game. I did play it on Xbox though.
I knew it. You know what? I always thought I preferred Snake Eater over Sons of Liberty.
I don't.
This remake has opened my eyes to... I agree with you.
I love it. It's a close call for me. I honestly think it was a sea change for Kojima. I think this is where you really started to see him dive deeper into being very cinematic in the way that he presents stories. Like, he'd have the cutscenes and, long-winded dialogue before, but, like, now he's got, like, music drops, like, just very film-based stuff happening. Dude, the camouflage system... Dude, they released... You could take a picture with your PlayStation Eye. Remember that little accessory that they had for the PS2? And you can graft whatever picture you had as Snake's camouflage that you can wear around the jungle. No practical purpose
So
whatsoever.
silly.
Yo. You could be wearing ball skin, dude.
You better believe the first thing people did with the PlayStation Eye was take pictures of their dick. and make it their face on Madden or something. That's what people fucking did. But dude, you went from having these like very brutalist and like isolated environments of Metal Gear to just Kojima being like, yo, I don't want to just be in the place where you want it, where you need to be. I want to start miles away from where you need to be. And you just trudge through the jungle. Just surviving.
This dude loves walking, bro.
Dude, no, but
Kojima loves to...
he does love walking.
Yeah.
You guys like walking?
You crawl in this game.
Dude, and
How big's your
and
backpack in this game? That's my...
I know
You got
Eric.
no backpack.
I know Eric like hates stamina bars and stamina wheels and stuff. You do have a stamina bar, and it will deplete over time, but not like a and then you can't do something and like it doesn't work like that. But you need to eat, and eating replenishes your stamina. If your stamina gets too low, your gun starts getting a little shaky. But like this doesn't happen like every couple seconds. It happens like every half hour.
Yeah, that's
you need to
true.
like kill a snake and eat it or something. And you can kill a snake and you can stock up. But dude, after a little bit, that meat's gonna go rotten, dude. And you can't fucking eat it.
But unless you use your Trent gun,
I
and you
hate
put that snake in a
so
cage.
much, dude. You're describing like the worst thing to me.
Dude, and if your stamina's down too much, dude, and you're in an area where there are enemies, dude, your fucking stomach will growl and they'll be like, huh?
Oh,
And they'll
snap.
fucking come looking for
Yeah,
you.
That
that's sick.
sucks.
No, it's sick. It's sick.
You just don't like Kojima games, so I think that's
No, I love Metal Gear 2. And like the first 2 Metal Gears I love. I love those. I love Zone of the Enders. Like I said, it's just like when you bring in mechanics that don't improve the game and just get in your way, that pisses me off. So it's
I
like
think it
my
did-
car, like, Final Fantasy 15, like my car runs out of gas and I gotta pull it in and like fill it up with gas. Like, what does that do for me?
Arguably,
And then, like,
I think it does
I'm
improve.
hungry and now like now I just blew my cover, or like I can't shoot now because I didn't fuck.
Why
I
don't
forgot
I
to eat?
Why
Like,
don't I have to tie my fucking shoes too, dude? Why don't I have to go buy my fucking cereal at the fucking grocery store, dude?
I think
You
this
know
was
what I mean?
Why don't I just
naturally-
like get a job so I can buy groceries and like, you know what? Why don't I just do a full 40 hours work sim, dude?
Well, actually,
Yeah, why don't we
Snake is
just-
on the clock during the whole game.
Actually, why don't we
See,
just
that's-
include a job system so like we can do things in the game instead of just fighting, and then you have to have like you got to go collect things and then
You don't want to be lonely in the game, so like you gotta like meet somebody and like settle down.
You see
with
how
a nice
ridiculous
wife.
you sound? No, I'm just kidding.
Wait, I thought we were making fun of you.
I thought, yeah, I don't know how he spun that on me. I was like,
No, I was talking about a job system like in our
oh
RPGs
yeah,
and
but see
stuff.
how they did that job system right, where it's like just pick what you want to be. Now you're that thing, and it's not, hey, sign this contract. You got to do this 40 hours a week, and
Yeah.
like,
But the whole beginning of this game, it's very much everything you need is procured on site. So they're not kidding. Like
Yeah, they drop you in and you're called Naked Snake, and that's because
Yeah.
they're dropping you in with nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. Another one of these games where it's a fucking miracle this runs on the PlayStation 2. It's so crazy. I'll play Delta soon. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'll let you borrow it.
Yeah, when you're done with it, let me borrow it.
I'm having a great time. I just missed the banter between him and Ocelot and him just shitting on his technique and his guns. Oh, it's so good, Andy. I can't
Dude,
wait for you to replay
I just
it.
love how the cartoonish bullshit that is Revolver Ocelot just fucking
Dude, when he's
spinning his fucking guns.
hitting
No one does
the
that.
bees from the
No one fucking
pain
does
away.
this.
you don't do that.
It's amazing. It's so sick.
He's like, yeah. It's like, dude, stop. Jesus Christ. What's your last pick, dude?
My last pick is another RPG, kind of a cult classic. I really enjoyed this game. I never played the sequel, but
I
this
think you
game,
say I never played it.
I really enjoy
I always
what
wanted
I've
to
heard
play it.
about this game. No, this is Dark Cloud.
there it is.
yes.
Gotta be.
That
Dark
was my
God,
Cloud.
dude, I was
follow-up.
worried. I was like, nobody said Dark Cloud.
I had such a fucking blast
Thank
playing this
God.
game.
This game sucks, dude. You tried getting me to play this game. I cannot fucking stand this game. You let me borrow this once, and I'm like, dude, this is not it, dude.
Thank you for not picking Dark Cloud 2.
That game sucks.
I don't fucking get it.
I know you have a problem with Dark Cloud too. They're like the same game to me. I don't.
They are not. Anyway, I'm sorry.
All right.
I played them both. I think they're great.
I see you. Dark Cloud
All right,
1
Dark Cloud.
is the shit.
You shit all over me, so I just had to be like,
yeah, you can shit.
No,
this
dude,
game's
it's-
trash.
No, you can shit.
Shit.
I just said that because you were shitting on you were yucking my yum. You were shitting on one of my favorite games, and now I'm just shitting on your game, saying that this game's trash and it doesn't even need to be played because you tried to get me to play this game and it fucking sucked, and I turned it off and I gave it back to you immediately. But these are the things that we do here on Super Game Boys, gaming's official podcast.
But no, like I don't think I could go back and play Dark Cloud.
Yeah, I
now.
would
like
agree.
like the
Wouldn't recommend
the dungeon
When
crawling
did it
is
come
like
out?
is rough.
Oh, it came out really early. Like it
Yeah,
came out
it-
December 2000. So like
Yeah,
what was that?
it
Like
was
a
like
couple
one of the only
months
games.
after launch or something. So like it suffers a little bit from early PS2 syndrome to me, which is like shit's empty.
Sure.
Like a lot of times, like the kind of janky, like the models in this game are actually pretty good, but in some other early PS2 games, like the models are janky, but the areas are fucking empty, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'll be like
But you fill them up though. That's the
in this
thing.
game you fill them up,
Yeah.
right? But you start the game and like, spoiler alert, the fucking dark genie comes and like just like, destroys the town you live in.
Yeah.
It's like immediately at the beginning of the game, and then like you spend the game diving into dungeons, and like I guess he like cast all of the villagers and the buildings into this like
Yeah, they're like trapped in orbs.
like materia essentially.
Yeah,
I forget the term.
they always look like nuts to me.
Yeah, but you got to find these in dungeons, and then once you're done
Check out this guy.
dungeon diving,
They would.
little nuts, dude. But once you're done dungeon diving, you come out and you can like place the cities or the townspeople in the right, and like there are like right locations
Yeah,
and
it became
stuff,
like a
which
little
is
have
puzzle
quests,
because like you could
yeah.
build the city how you wanted to.
Yeah.
But then like you'd talk to him and be like, oh, I really liked when my house was by the lake.
Yeah,
And you'd be like,
totally.
oh shit, I gotta rearrange
And there's
that.
some
they'll give you,
neighbors
like,
that
gifts
can't
and
stand
shit.
each other.
Yeah, they don't want to be next to each
Yeah.
other.
Totally.
Yeah, it's such a good game loop though, because like you'll find, say like the weapon shop or like the item shop, and now like now you can get stuff from there to get further in the dungeon to find other townspeople or houses, and then it becomes a cool little puzzle to like build the city back to the way that it was originally.
Totally.
Keep
'Cause
my
you have no idea what it
Dran's
looks like.
feathers
Right,
stocked.
right.
You just have a blank like field, and
you're
you're
feeling
putting
it out.
stuff in it, and then by talking to people, you're like, oh, like
This must go
This
here.
was over here. Okay, yeah, and you put it back. You like restore the village.
But
Super
most
cool.
games don't even do quality of life shit like this aspect, though, where like you have this giant open town with nothing in it yet. You could just press the select button and warp anywhere you want. So fast.
Yeah.
Like no games do that.
Yeah.
That's,
Game would have been
that's
totally
awesome.
different if Tip walk everywhere on that open plane. You know what I
If it was Kojima, he would.
mean? Yeah.
And to be fair, I only played like 2 hours of this game, and I was just like,
Oh,
it's not-
you need
it's-
to
it's
play
not
more
long.
than 2 hours.
I'm
No,
not
I don't,
upset.
but I see what you're saying.
Honestly, what?
Yeah.
Like-
That's not even the best part yet.
No,
Go on.
the my favorite part of the game is just like the weapon upgrade and just like system. So it's like there's all these weapons that you find in the dungeons, but what makes it really special is like the more you use the weapons, like you can level them up, and eventually like
Like branching path.
they'll have this like branching paths of like they'll upgrade in like. The best like analogy is like evolutions, like they're fucking Pokemon evolutions
They
or
are.
something.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? So it'll be like
100%.
I'm gonna botch this, but like you'll start with like a copper sword, and then it'll be like like the copper great sword, and then if you like, there's also like aspects of like there's items that can be
you
added to
can
like
somehow
weapons
link
to
them,
upgrade
yeah.
them, and some of them will have like elemental attributes, and if you use certain elemental attributes, like it'll change the path that the weapon upgrades in. So now it's like a fucking lightning sword or something, whereas like it could have also evolved in other branches depending on like what items you chose to like put on
There's another
these
game
weapons.
that begins with
So
Dark
much
that also
fun.
kind of does that.
Dark Cloud 2 also had a weapon upgrade system.
Oh, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Dude, Dark Cloud 2 is whack. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
Same game.
No, it's not, dude. I promise you, it's not.
they're different games for sure.
They are.
Yeah.
They are
That's-
so.
Dark Cloud 2
different,
is the second one.
Yes.
My bad. My bad.
You gotta take my word for it. I tried it.
There's a lot of numbers this
I'm not gonna
episode,
go
so I
back.
just
It's
I didn't
not-
want to correct you, but
It's just not good.
But yeah, it's a cool combination of different aspects. It's a dungeon crawler, action oriented, kind of inspired by like a 3D Zelda type game.
Yeah.
But then you have also the city builder aspect that kind of adds another layer to it and complements it really well. So I had a blast playing it. I don't know if it holds up today. I haven't played it in 15 years or something, but
Yeah, I think today you'd experience probably the dungeons, especially of just like being like a little bare bones. Or like,
the emptiness of the
but-
rooms. Yeah,
But at the time, man, I enjoyed the hell out of it.
killer.
The game needs a remake.
Is that our draft? Is that
That's our draft.
That ends it.
So I think we should circle around and then just like I think we should fire off some honorable mentions,
Honorable
like just
mentions
really
for
quick.
sure.
Let's recap. AJ, what was your 3?
My first pick was Kingdom Hearts. Second pick was GTA Vice City. My third pick was Dark Cloud.
What was your 3?
My number 1 was Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty. My number 2 is Grand Theft Auto 3. My number 3 is Metal Gear Solid 3: Snake Eater.
I had Onimusha Warlords, Grandia 2,
All right.
and Katamari Damacy.
And I had Final Fantasy X, Shadow of the Colossus, and Resident Evil Code Veronica.
But yeah, I'm gonna fire off just a couple honorable mentions. I'm not gonna talk much about them. I mean,
Sure.
I got Tony Hawk's Underground, dude.
Dude,
I spent
one
a lot
one
of
my
time.
favorite games of all time.
Dude, spent a lot of time playing Tony Hawk's Underground. Guitar Hero?
Hey,
Hell yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
come on. It's hard to... I played the shit out of Guitar Hero. God of War 2 is a fucking amazing game. God of War 1
God
is
of War.
amazing.
Yeah.
God of War
War's
2
a
is
big
amazing.
one.
Max Payne, Eco. Obviously,
of
Eco's
course.
fucking rips. And a game I played with my uncle and my cousin all the time. Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2004.
Hell yeah, dude.
Dude,
Very
sick.
nice.
Love golf games.
Yeah, dude.
Love golf games. And we just played, dude, it's just hanging out on the couch, just taking strokes, dude. You know?
Hey. Okay.
Love that. Okay.
For our honorable mentions, though, this whole machine and arcadish racing games. Come on. We had
Oh, and Need for Speed Underground.
And Need for Speed Underground 2, which I think was even better.
Yes.
Gran Turismo 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Killer.
I would love to give a nod to the 5th best-selling PS2 game that then became a commercial failure, only sold about 300,000 copies. The Bouncer.
Yeah.
The
fuck is The Bouncer?
dude? It's about 3 bouncers at a bar that get tied up in a like city conspiracy when one of their patrons is kidnapped by like militia. And it's just like a 3D like beat 'em up game.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so you're just running down halls, wailing on dudes. It's got like ragdoll physics and like aerial combos and stuff.
Yeah.
It's good. It sounds sick.
It's okay. I wouldn't say good.
Say it's good, but
It's okay.
As someone who
it's
like on the PS1, I played a shit ton of Fighting Force, and that game sucks. But like I played it a lot, and I loved it, but it sucks.
Yeah,
Totally.
Is this
I
one
had
of
a
those
blast.
scenarios?
Yeah, I think so. Like
Okay.
I had a blast with it. I played it a ton. It's got like a story mode, a versus mode, survival mode, and it's great. A lot of people complained that there were like way too many like cutscenes, and it was like more cutscenes than actual gameplay and stuff.
I'll be the judge of that.
But it was.
I'll show you games with cutscenes, my guy.
But I think like Square was trying to showcase like how sick the graphics were because it came out as like the best looking game. It just wasn't like that much of a game.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, so shout out to the Bouncer, how tall Lu Bu was in Dynasty Warriors 2,
That's my guy.
Zone of the Enders, give it up for X Squad, and then last game I want to throw out is Dragon Dragoon or Drakengard,
Hell yeah.
which birthed Nier.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh.
Yeah, Drakengard was the first one, and it's actually like it had multiple endings, and the 5th ending is what branches into Nier.
No shit.
And then Nier has, I think, 3 endings, and one of those branch into Automata. It's like,
Oh wow. Okay.
yeah.
I'm honestly shocked no one brought up Dragon Quest 8.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't do my honorable mentions, but
what do you
no,
got,
it's,
EJ?
no, it's cool. You can just talk about a bunch of games. But yeah, my 2 honorable mentions, I would say Tekken Tag.
Yeah.
Tekken Tag
yeah.
tournament was fucking
Yeah.
sick, dude.
Such
catch,
a good time.
Catch me button mashing as Eddie Gordo, dude. You don't fucking stand a chance. I'm
Get
just
away.
rotating my fucking
was always
palm
one
on
on.
that shit. So fucking good. And then the other game that I played a shit ton of that looking back, I'm like, that game wasn't good. But I played so much of it, and I actually own 2 copies because one of my copies just stopped working. I don't think I broke
Was it
it.
a blue disc?
Might have been a blue disc, but like it just stopped working, so I had to get another copy. But it was Champions of Norath. I don't know if you guys ever fucked with that game.
yeah.
It's kind of like a Diablo 2-esque clone.
Yeah, it's kind of like
almost.
Gauntlet and Diablo.
Yeah,
and,
totally. It's like you
Baldur's
pick,
Gate
you know,
and
you
stuff.
exactly. You pick your class and like you dungeon crawl. It's like, but it's really built around loot.
Yeah.
But like, and I got just really into it. I don't know if I played it before Diablo 2 or like after Diablo 2, but it like scratched the same itch of like this like. You get a fucking magic sword that has the additional like affixes and stuff. And you're just like, bro, this is the coolest shit I've ever seen. Like,
So that's it. That's the Super Game Boy's PlayStation 2 draft. How do our 12 picks make you feel? If you think there were any glaring omissions that we didn't think of, leave them down in the comments because with all of these draft or list-based episodes, we'd like to get the people's choice heard. So if we can get at least 100 people commenting with what some of their favorite PS2 games are, we'll make a short compiling all of that together as the people's choice. So get your picks in there and tell your friends to do the same. And since you made it to the end, here's some hilarious outtakes for you.
that's right.
So here's where it gets interesting. None of us have any idea what we're talking about.
Right here on gaming's official podcast.
Here's where it gets interesting. None of us have played a PS2 game before.
What's a PS2?
We're Super Game Boys, and you can like it. All right, here's how it works. All right, here's how it works. The 4 of us. All right, here's how it works. Lines.
Fine. This guy knows how to fucking work for his hourly rate.
Can we put that in the blooper reel, dude?
Oh man, I'm all sweaty already.
Mom
Mom spaghetti, bro. Fuck! Beat me to it.
God, I'm gonna be beat red this whole fucking episode.